Hello, and welcome to my quick review of Doctor Strange 2, The Multiverse of Madness. Ahead, there will be spoilers, so if you have not seen the movie, go ahead and exit this video, go see the movie, come back, and we'll talk. Quick review of the movie. Doctor Strange needs to save American Chavez from Scarlet Witch because she wants to steal her powers to go through the multiverse to be with the kids that she never had from WandaVision, the two little boys. And so she's trying to get to the other multiverses to essentially be with them because she doesn't really have them in this one. Start out with the negatives. Wanda's entire motivation for this thing just seems really selfish to me. And she just keeps comparing what she's going through and what she lost with, saying that what she's doing is not okay, but what Doctor Strange did by giving Thanos the Time Stone and doing all that stuff in Endgame was okay. And the problem with that is that Doctor Strange did that for a reason, and it wasn't selfish reasons. It was because it was the only way that he saw to inevitably beat Thanos. Whereas I feel like what Wanda's doing in this is just, it's all for her personal gain, whether it be, because she lost Vision, because she lost these kids that she technically never had, and she's just trying to get stuff back for her to make her feel good. And I know that, this is probably caused a lot by that, the Darkhold book, but the motivation just seems weak for her to be doing all this really bad stuff, hurting people, especially like America Chavez. She's, essentially just like a teenage girl, and she's, doing some pretty horrific stuff to her, like that first opening scene where, spoiler again, Wanda's sending all these creatures, demons, entities after her through the multiverse to capture her and essentially just bring her back so she can take the power for herself. American Chavez, I thought, was just kind of useless in this whole thing. She was kind of a MacGuffin. She reminded me a lot of that Sith dagger that was in Rise of Skywalker. It was just so perfect that it was there, and I don't know. I just didn't feel like she did a whole lot. She was there, but she was essentially just there, and I don't think she really did anything. Also, her powers of, jumping from universe to universe in the multiverse, cool and useful, but they did kind of an origin story in the movie that was a bee stung her, which made her open a portal, which made her mothers get sucked in the portal, and then she was alone. It's I don't get it. Granted, I don't know much about this character. I haven't read the newer Marvel comics. So stories not that great, and there's just too many characters now. I don't know. Too many characters I don't care about, I should say. That's what I should say. Good. A lot of characters are a good thing, but in the past couple of years, I just don't think the Marvel comics have not interested me at all. American Chavez also did this one thing that I cannot stand in shows where these people are so new to their power, they don't know how to use it, which, that's fine if you don't know how to use it, that's whatever, but then all of a sudden with one little, hey, you can do it kind of speech, she can just use her power like that and just oh no, I got it now perfectly to do exactly what we need for this exact situation. Like I said, it's just like that Sith dagger in Rise of Skywalker where she held it up and it's oh, it's a good thing I'm standing right here in this exact position. It's just dumb, and it's lazy writing to me. Let's talk about the main character a little bit. Doctor Strange, I feel like they're putting him down this whole movie. I honestly felt bad for the dude. One of the first scenes, he's going to his ex's wedding that I can't remember her name for the life of me. And clearly he still has a thing for her, and he's just, all throughout the movie, people are like, are you happy? Are you happy? And it's clearly he's not. He has to deal with, love of his life getting married in front of him. Nothing against Wong or anything, but Wong's the Sorcerer Supreme in this, and he still can't get that title either. And I just feel like he can't do anything without the help of all these other people. He just seems, I don't know. He does a lot of cool stuff, but ultimately he seems weak in this movie. He just doesn't seem to really think a whole lot. At one point, he knows that things are after American Chavez, and so he goes and tells Wanda where she is exactly, and doesn't even think that Wanda might be, still evil after that whole Westview or whatever that town was in WandaVision. Which, let's talk about that for a second. The fact that there's no consequences to what she did to these people in WandaVision is insane to me. That everyone in, like, all these heroes in the MCU were just like, yeah, she did that, but she's atoned for it? How? She entrapped adults and children in her own little fantasy so she could feel better about losing vision. Again, I think this character is written completely selfish in this whole thing, and I don't like her. It's just, well, I lost this, and she's just... so many people lost things in that whole like time, the snap and everything. Everyone lost something. No one got their life back to the way it was. No one was really happy again after that. Like, shit sucks for everyone. Move on. Again, spoilers coming up. Let's talk about the Illuminati. We got Reed Richards. We got Professor X. We got to see Black Bolt. We got a little Mordo coming back, being that he is in a different universe, so it's not the same one from what they call Earth 616 in this one, which I don't think they should be calling it that. I think they should specifically reserve Earth 616 for the comics, and that should be that Earth. They should have their own number for the MCU, because 616 is like the main Earth in the comics, so I don't know. My thoughts on that. Illuminati. We got Reed Richards, Professor X, Black Bolt, Mordo. We got Captain Marvel, the Maria Rambeau one, not the blonde one. God, I can't remember her name. It's late. Leave me alone. And we got Captain Carter. Seeing Captain Carter live action, I enjoyed. I think that actress is a good actress, and the character can be neat. In this iteration, I didn't care for it. One, because she said when she was fighting, Wanda, because Wanda ends up going to where the Illuminati is and fighting all of them. Captain Carter is just like, I can do this all day, which we know is a line that Steve Rogers would like to say, and before he was Captain America and while he was Captain America. So I thought taking that line away from him was kind of rude, because that's his little saying. That's his, quip that he likes to say. It's just, again, comes down to lazy writing, that they don't really want to write new parts for these characters that they're taking powers away from other people. Like I said, we got to see Professor Xavier, which was really cool. Him and Wanda did kind of this little mind melt thing, and she ended up just snapping his neck because apparently she was too powerful for him, which I don't believe that for 2 seconds. It's Professor Xavier. Come on. That's like his thing. Mind. Being in the mind. Come on. Like I said, Wanda comes in, makes pretty quick work of all of the Illuminati. I fear that that's all we're going to see of anything from the Fantastic Four or the X-Men. Just because Disney can now just be like, well, we did it, so, leave us alone kind of thing. Which, it'll be a bummer. I probably one of the only times I super could not stop smiling in the movie was just seeing Reed Richards in his Fantastic Four uniform, and then Professor X in his yellow wheelchair, from the cartoon show. It was super awesome to see that live action. I was grinning ear to ear when I saw those two. I'm not even gonna lie. That was just one of the coolest parts for me. Let's talk about some things I liked. Obviously, Sam Raimi did this movie. And there's certain parts in the movie where you can really see, his influence, his style, and it's wonderful. Like the part, again, spoilers, when Doctor Strange possesses his own corpse, he's kind of doing this fighting with the demons that are coming after him for using, this banned spell or whatever. And this whole scene of him trying to get these demons off of him while he's in this rotting corpse of himself is very Evil Dead. There's weird little noises, just the pacing of the cameras, the shots back and forth. It's wonderful. I loved that. That was so fun to see. And they also mixed in a lot of horror elements to it. Horror elements, not horror elements to the movie. There was some spooky kind of scenes, where they were getting chased by Wanda, and it felt very just like slasher film, which, I love those, so it was great. Those fun parts I felt were so small in the movie that I don't know. I would have just loved to see more of those. But alongside that, there was this one part where, as Professor X is just kind of rolling up, you hear him talking. You hear the just ever so suddenly in the background, and oh man, that was awesome. That made me smile so much. The best part of the entire movie was Bruce Campbell as Pizza Bob. Heck freaking yes. Overall, it was definitely a fun movie to watch. Like, I enjoyed watching it. I'm always gonna have my nitpicks. I do with everything that I watch, but solid like 7 out of 10, I guess. If I had a rating system, which I don't really have an official one, we'll call it that. It definitely has its problems that I fear Disney is heading down in this certain direction that is just it's becoming lazy, and it's just I think the MCU's become very stagnant at the moment. It's just everything just seems the exact same. Different characters, but everything, just the tone of everything, just the way everything is, just seems the same. But yeah, go see it. It was fun. All right, that was my quick review.